What's up, everybody? This is Jay the Wanderer with Oakland Latinos Unidos, aka Oakland Latinos United. I'm out here in Santa Rosa, California. There's a big protest out here today, Tuesday, October 27th, right? There's a protest for Andy Lopez, who was murdered by the Sonoma County Sheriff, a 13-year-old Chicano. And I'm right here with a friend from back in Sacramento, a local activist. I see him everywhere. I just wanted to get a few words from him. What do you think about this, and why are you out here today all the way from Sacramento and Santa Rosa?
I think it's very important for community to stand together and to let people know, like the Lopez family, that they're not alone. I mean, across the country, people need to stand up and rise just like they did for Oscar Grant, for Trayvon Martin, and so on and so forth, because sometimes it's a lonely battle and these families don't know who to turn to, but when they take a good look around, they can see their whole community.
Especially taking account that I believe Andy Lopez's family is an immigrant family from Mexico, and you know, a lot of times immigrant families don't have a lot of resources for them to come, so this is great that people are coming out to help them. What do you think?
I think it's a beautiful thing when people stand together in solidarity. You know, to say all power to the people. In the words of Professor Griff, I mean, revolution is not an event, it's a process, and what we see right now, we're in the middle of the process. We see a lot of young youth organizing, raza organizing, people of color organizing, poor people organizing, saying, ya basta, this is enough, it's time for us to get engaged.
And you know, this was organized by the youth for the most part. It wasn't organized by some big organization.
As students were walking out, you see like hundreds of students, hundreds of little teenagers. If you look at a lot of the kids out here, they're kids. It affects them. It hits them at home, because Andy could have been them. Andy was 13 years old with a toy gun, and his cop takes his life. I mean, cops definitely have way better training than that. But this lunatic shot him 7 times, so it's clear that he was out there for blood. They shot him on the ground.
So what do you think of those guys that are going to try to demonize Andy because he did have a toy gun?
I say anybody that demonizes a little 13-year-old boy is a demon themselves. You can't trust the mainstream media when they try to put those kind of assassination of character type roles. That's what they want to do. They kill him in real life and then they assassinate him the second time, so it can end the conversation in the mainstream. But the people stand up, and the people aren't taking this stuff anymore.
And then the thing I was talking about, I mean, I owned BB guns when I was young.
Yeah.
So and plenty of white youth out there own BB guns as well. So, you know, they look at a Chicano with a BB gun and they assume that he's a criminal just because he has a BB gun, but they don't realize that a lot of kids own BB guns. It's not necessarily bad to own one. You know what I mean? So there's going to be this demonization of why did he have a toy gun? You know what? The question should be, if you're so mad about it, why aren't you mad at the manufacturer who's making these guns look like real guns? Is that true?
Yeah, but the heart of the matter is that he shot him. Like 7 times. I mean, he was on the ground. I mean, he was a 13-year-old boy. The cops should have had a little bit more common sense. He used a damn megaphone, speakerphone, honked a damn horn, get his attention. It's a kid. I mean, everything in the darkness comes to light, so I hope this investigation proves that this killer cop is thirsty for blood, irregardless if it was an accident or not. He needs to be brought to justice, and he needs to put his badge down, and he does not need to be policing any more communities, because who else knows? Who knows who's next?
Especially communities of color.
Exactly.
So, can you give me your name and what organization you're from?
Stephen Payan, Sacramento Brown Berets, Sacraslan, Labor Council for Latin America Advancement, LACLA, Sacramento chapter. I mean, we're just out here building as we always do. We just got done with the National Day of Action as a statewide action in Sacramento, October 22nd, when just right after Andy Lopez was shot, same day.
So you can see we drove from different towns. I drove from Oakland, you drove from Sac. We're here to stand in solidarity regardless of where we're from, because we understand the pain, and we understand what it's like to be a person of color oppressed by the system and by this police force.
In the words of Martin Luther King, a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Exactly.
So
all right, Steve. Gracias for the interview. I'm going to walk around. Gracias. So we're over here in Santa Rosa protesting the death of Andy Lopez. You can see up on the roof, you can see they got snipers up there. They got cops taking pictures of people with assault rifles and stuff, trying to intimidate, I guess, people out here. But there's about probably about 800 people out here. It's a pretty good solidarity, a good turnout for this protest. So we're out here in Santa Rosa, California, protesting the death of Andy Lopez. So they're having a mass rally out here in front of the Sonoma County Sheriff Department, and because there was a sheriff who killed Andy Lopez. What's up, man?
You know, Oscar Grant's attorney speaking, right? That was him. People knew that.
Pretty big turnout. So right now, John Burris is speaking, the attorney for Oscar Grant and various other cases, Alan Gluford and a few others, Ernest Dueñas. He's speaking. I can barely hear what he's saying, though. So it's good to see such a great turnout. You got cops out there taking pictures of people, snipers up there trying to intimidate people. But they're not intimidating nobody. The people are out here in force. There's about 800 people out here. I mean, no lie, there's a lot of people out here, and that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing when people organize and unite for one causa against police brutality, against this corrupted system that keeps us oppressed.
I came here not only just to fight for Andy Lopez, but for all victims of police brutality, because this is unjust, this is unfair.
Yeah?
Solution would be like get the community.
You can see they're up there looking at us.
Let's keep trying and trying and trying until we get what we want. We get justice for not only Andy Lopez, but for any victim of this brutality. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Andy Lopez. I'm with Veterans for Peace. And as veterans, we want to remind you that Andy Lopez doesn't live but in Oakland, in East Los Angeles, in Chicago, in Detroit, in Ohio,
What can we do?
and all over the world.
signing off.
Remind ourselves and each other that murders like this clearly come out of a culture that has been extremely militarized. Demanding justice for Andy Lopez, demanding justice for the tens of thousands of other youth that are killed on the streets of this nation, also demands that we look at the issues of how this culture and our society has become militarized to the point where police can be bringing dogs into schools to do a training exercise and end up with a police dog biting on a kid, or which happened in Los Angeles within the last couple of days, or other cases of training officers bringing weapons in school and those guns misfiring. This is all preparing us for an increased militarism of our culture. And while we demand justice for Andy, we also have to demand an end to the militarization of our culture. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Luisa Villacorte. Viva la raza. Now, as you can tell, I'm over 60. I'm 5'2". I've worked as a security guard at night, in the dark, alone, unarmed, no gun, no weapon. I had to use my brains. I had to use my wit. In Oakland at night, in San Francisco, I didn't need a weapon. I could have killed people, but I didn't. I used my brains. I was up against and I didn't have to kill anybody, especially not a child. Thank you.
My name is Stephanie Fuentes. I'm someone's aunt, mom. I have my own son here who had to learn the reason why we never let him play with guns in this situation. And I also hear a lot of negative comments about everything in general. And it's sad. There's a reason why the legal age for an adult is 18. Our kids' brains don't stop growing. They don't even start to begin to grow through all of that. I just want to say that I'm proud for all of the young kids that are here and to continue doing things in a positive way so that nobody gets hurt. And that's all.
Well, this is Jay the Wanderer for right now, signing off. I'll be back.